Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and Happy New Year. This is our first meeting of 2026, and I'm very excited because this is the parish that my husband and I attend for the last 22 years, so I'm excited to be here. I want to call the meeting to order, and if we could have the invocation, please. Madam Secretary, do we have someone that, I don't have it on my agenda.
Father Lawrence Snow.
Okay. Oh, Father Lawrence Snow, thank you.
There you go. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Jesu. We are just so happy to be able to host the Board of Police Commissioners. And first of all, I just want to say to all the officers and staff of the police departments here in the city, just how grateful we are for your service and for all that you do to keep us safe, but also to help us to be a better community. So my deep gratitude to all of you. So thank you so much. The other thing is I'm very grateful to you that you're using this space as part of this is a part of Jesu Parish, the Jesu School. We have a wonderful school, just a little advertisement, about 300 kids. And our principal, Dolores Spryzak, has just instituted a new curriculum that's just outstanding and reaches the hearts and the minds of all our students. So you're in a wonderful place. So I'm so grateful that you can be here. So let us invoke God and ask God to be present with us this day. And so we just pause for a moment of silence. Spend some time with our God. But in God, we're not.
Amen.
And so, loving and gracious God, we ask you to bless our proceedings this evening. We ask you to bless this space where we are conducting this meeting. May God's love and mercy always be shown in our lives and through our hearts. And we say, amen.
Amen.
Again, thank you so much for utilizing our space. You are welcome anytime. Anytime.
And Father, please, could you tell them when we have services on Sunday?
Yes, so on Sunday, Saturday evening is at 4 o'clock. Sunday is 8 a.m. and then the 10:30.
Thank you. And all are, welcome.
All are welcome, everyone.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you, Father.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. At this time, I'd like to ask Madam Secretary if she would do roll call.
Commissioner DeWalsh,
Present.
Commissioner Woods,
Present.
Commissioner Bowman,
Present.
Commissioner Camille,
Present.
Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Ivy,
Present.
Commissioner Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Watts,
Present.
Commissioner Williams,
Present.
Commissioner Morris is excused at this time but may join us. You have 9 commissioners present, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And I do want to mention, for those who don't know, this is the first meeting for 6 of our commissioners who were newly elected in November, and we're very excited to welcome them tonight here at Jesu. Let's give them a hand. And I do want to recognize that we do have a commissioner here that was on the commission that is no longer with us, but she's still here participating because she's very involved with the department, and crime, is it ceasefire. So our Commissioner Smith, who for 4 years, was on the commission, and I was so glad to see her. Do we have any other commissioners? I just want to make sure that I recognize everyone. So we may be taking a little bit longer because we are acclimating our new commissioners. They have been to meetings, so they know how we conduct the meetings and the agenda items, et cetera. So, but please bear with us, and hopefully, a lot of good information will come to you and to our new commissioners. At this time, I'd like to ask if there is a motion by the board to approve the January 8th agenda, tonight's agenda.
So moved, Madam Chair.
It's
Second.
been moved by Commissioner Jones, seconded by Commissioner Woods. Is there any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. And now I'd like to ask if there's a motion to approve the minutes of December 18th board meeting.
So move, Madam Chair.
It's been moved by Commissioner Jones.
Second, and supported by Commissioner Carter.
Commissioner Carter, supported. Is there any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And I do just want to make a statement. Since we have new commissioners, I think most of the motions are going to be made by our current commissioners, since they were at the last meetings. So, you know, that's why motions will be carried out that way. I'm asking again for a motion to approve the closed session minutes for December 18th regarding Eric Hollis. Is there a motion?
So move, Madam Chair.
Motion made by
Point of
Commissioner
information.
Jones. Seconded by Commissioner Carter. Is there any discussion?
A point of information?
Yes, Commissioner Bowman?
Yeah, all I had was attendance when I looked at those minutes.
I'm sorry, all you had were,
For those closed session minutes, all I saw was attendance.
okay, Madam Secretary?
The minutes for the closed sessions only are reported the attendance. The minutes are not of public record unless ordered.
But they're not available to commissioners either?
Yes, they would be.
They would
Yes.
be.
You
didn't
can
get
ask
one.
for those. You can ask for those from Madam Secretary.
Okay.
There's no action in closed session, and the motions for whatever board action was taken is reported in the minutes.
Okay, I'd like to move to table that pending an opportunity to view the minutes.
Madam Chairman, this is the parliamentarian.
Yes, Madam Parliamentarian.
The only way to object to approval of the minutes is to have a motion to amend them. The motion to table is not in order. This is not an urgent matter that has interrupted our business. If the commissioner wants corrections made to the minutes, then the commissioner needs to make a motion to amend the minutes.
So, Madam Parliamentarian, since this is a new commissioner and he was not at the meeting, can he make a motion to amend the minutes?
It would be difficult for the commissioner to make that motion since he was not in attendance at that meeting.
Right.
The parliamentarian believes that what the commissioner is raising is a substantive issue of the minutes not reflecting basic information. Even for a closed session, the minutes should reflect what was the topic, who was present, and that discussion ensued. It should have more than the attendance. In that vein, the issue the commissioner is raising is accurate, but the only way to correct that is a motion to amend. The motion to table is completely out of order.
Okay. 1 second. We have Commissioner Woods. Did you want to make a comment?
Yes, the matter that was happening in closed session, the vote was made in the minutes when we came out of closed
Right.
session, and those minutes have been already approved. So I ask for you call the question.
Okay,
Madam
we-
Chair,
Yes.
it is the parliamentarian's strong recommendation, because the even closed session minutes can be subpoenaed, that the board secretary will discuss this matter with Corporation Counsel on what should go into the closed minutes. It should reflect more than just attendance, but there are restrictions on what else it can contain, so that the parliamentarian would not want to, beyond what parliamentary procedure would say is one thing, but this is a legal issue as well.
Okay. So the motion cannot be made is according to parliamentarian?
The motion can be made to amend
Okay.
these minutes. It would be difficult for the commissioner who raised the issue to make that motion since he was not present at the closed
Right.
session. because it would be difficult to understand what amendment would be made. But I think there's a different issue being raised, and that is that the substance of minutes of the what should go in the minutes of a closed session? I think that's really the issue that is being raised. It's
Okay.
just that for these particular minutes, there's only one way to correct them. Well, not for these particular, for any minutes, the only way to object to their approval is to have a motion to amend them.
Okay, Corporation Counsel Mallett?
Madam Chair, thank you. I
We
don't,
can't hear you, I think you need to.
I hesitate to thrust myself in the middle of these kinds of matters. However, what Commissioner Bowman is asking is to review the minutes of the closed session. Parliamentarian has pointed out that he's not in a position, because he wasn't present, to make the amendment that would then allow then for this to be delayed. If one of the commissioners who were there, out of respect for their colleagues, says, all right, I'll amend, motion to amend the minutes, and Madam Parliamentarian, please correct me as I go along. What we are trying to achieve is for the new commissioners who were not present to review the substance of the closed meeting. That's what they would like to do. As the parliamentarians pointed out, there's almost no urgency associated with these minutes being approved. So we could certainly then take whatever steps, Madam Parliamentarian, is appropriate so the new commissioners can review the minutes. It's not that they're going to vote. I think they would like to know what occurred, and offer up whatever observations they're in a position to make. So as a matter of comedy for your new board members, Madam Parliamentarian, what is the motion should a commissioner who was present at the closed session wish to make to support the educational aspirations of their colleagues?
Thank you, Corporation Counsel, and to Madam Chair. As I said a few seconds ago, I think that the substantive issue is what should go in closed session minutes. And so this is bigger than approval of these particular minutes. What I would recommend to the board is that you postpone the approval of the closed session minutes while the issue of what should go in closed session minutes is worked out. The parliamentarian will work with both Corporation Counsel and the secretary to the board to identify what should be in closed session minutes. And then we can bring these closed session minutes back. You can postpone this until next Thursday. So the parliamentarian's recommendation is to postpone approval of the minutes. The parliamentarian with the secretary and corp counsel will work out what should go in the minutes, and then going forward, everyone will know what to expect in closed session minutes. That would be the parliamentarian's recommendation.
Okay, and so we're talking about the motion not being allowed because Commissioner was not at that meeting, correct? That's number one.
Number one, the commissioner who was not at the meeting would not be able to make the motion to amend because that commissioner would not know what the amendment would be. The motion to postpone is a higher ranking motion than the motion to adopt.
Madam
So
Chair,
the motion,
through
so
the
if the
chair.
motion to postpone is made, then that would supersede the motion to adopt. And it would be, the proper motion would be to postpone to next week the approval of the closed session minutes, and you might as well postpone them all if they all have the same substance. This will give the parliamentarian and the secretary and corp counsel time to work on this issue for next Thursday. And then these minutes can come back with the proper amendments on what to add. We can't correct them, but we would come back with a suggestion on what the amendments should be to the closed session minutes.
Madam Chair,
I hope I'm being clear.
I
You
move
are.
to
postpone.
Amend the motion and postpone
Well,
the
the
minutes.
motion was not accepted in the first place, so you're
Okay.
making a motion.
I'll make a motion to postpone the minutes
I will
in the
second.
closed door session.
Okay, the motion has been made by Commissioner Woods to postpone
I will
the
support it.
approval of the closed session minutes of December 18th for Eric Hollis, and actually Commissioner Bowman seconded it. So is that allowed, parliamentarian, that?
Yes, ma'am, it
Okay.
is.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Now we have actually another one that is going to
Yes,
be
I
the
think we should do
same.
it all at the same time.
Approval of the closed session minutes for December 18th for Colton Allen.
I'll make a motion to postpone.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Woods and seconded by Commissioner Bowman that this approval be postponed. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. And now I'd like to add.
Madam
yes,
Chair, if I may.
Commissioner Woods.
I want to recognize the Honorable Councilwoman Callaway back here. She just came in.
Thank you, thank you. That's the next item on the agenda. Our Madam Secretary is going to be introducing elected officials, staff, police personnel, and yes, we will recognize those in the audience that are legislators and elected officials.
Through the chair, present of the staff, BOPC staff, is Corporate Counsel Conrad Mallett, Janya Underwood, Teresa Blossom, Felicia Tyson, Drew Freeze, Armani Arnold, Mary Barber, Candace Hayes, Armicia Joshua, Dior Mathis, Dr. Francis Jackson, parliamentarian via Zoom, Chief Investigator Jerome Warfield, Supervising Investigator LaSonia Sloan. Our interpreters tonight are Rick Islesworth and Stephanie Beatty, who are both on Zoom. Court reporter is Don Handyside. Enrique Jackson for audiovisual, Jason Ganty, media services. Our chief of police, Todd Bettison, is here. Also, Deputy Chief Jacqueline Pritchett. The 12th Precinct community present are Director of Operations, Jim Hart. We've heard from Pastor Father Lawrence Snow. The entire Yesu church and school community we'd like to would like to acknowledge, along with Don Johnson, President of 12th Precinct Community Relations. We've also recognized City Council Member Angela Callaway. Also with us are Frida Butler, 2nd Precinct Community Relations, Nicole Fisher, 4th Precinct Community Relations, Marie Overall of Tyrone Carter's office, as well as,
The Honorable Tyrone Carter back there,
I'm
State
sorry?
Representative.
We're waiting, I'm sorry, sir. Tyrone Carter is here,
Yeah,
Yes.
he's right there.
okay?
Representative Carter.
that far back?
We have some other
Thank you.
individuals.
And
Maybe
we have
go ahead.
3 more that.
3 more.
Former Police Commissioner Tamara Liberty Smith has been recognized. We also have one of our incoming 2026 Youth Advisory Panel members, Vertanji Bailey, is here. Former Police Commissioner William Davis.
Yeah.
And that's all that has been sent to me via email, via messages right now. So if there are others, if you would just be recognized.
Yes, could we?
That's all
we
we
had
have
some that came in
signed
late,
in.
a little bit late. So
Commissioner Angelique Peterson Mayberry,
Yeah.
legendary.
go ahead. who else?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, go ahead and say your name.
Is that our YAP member?
Phenomenal young man.
Thank
Let's give
you.
him a hand.
Thank you. Any other elected officials that came in a little bit late, a few minutes late? Okay, I think we've got everyone.
And I
Madam
think, Chair, probably our police chief will introduce our 12th precinct commander and captain at the appropriate time.
Correct, thank you. All right, now I'd like to, under my report, just very briefly say that we had just a wonderful press conference, and I'm not going to go into detail because I know the chief is going to cover it, but as a city, we should be, and as a police commission, we should be so proud of the data that has come out, the crime statistics for last year, 2025. It's, the statistics are historic. It's 60 years of, since we have had such great statistics for our city. The crime has dropped tremendously thanks to the chief, his leadership, all of our department's leadership, and especially the police officers who work every day and risk their lives every day. We're so grateful, and as a lifelong resident, I can tell you, I have never felt safer in my life in the city than I do, that I have this recent past year and now. So I'm not going to say any more because I know the chief is going to cover it, but we had a great press conference with the mayor yesterday, and she's extremely pleased with the department. Obviously, because she kept our chief. Thank you, Mayor Sheffield. So we're excited about that. So at this time, I'd like to have, we're going to have a few resolutions that are going to be read. I'd like to ask Commissioner Woods and Commissioner Jones to read the first and the second one. And for the third one, Commissioner Carter, please, for the third one. And these are resolutions honoring retired police officers. We want to make sure that we recognize their service to the department, and they all are posthumously. So, Commissioner Woods, if you would read the first one, please.
Absolutely. Resolution honoring retired Lieutenant Richard Baker posthumously. Whereas from an early age, Richard Baker made a personal commitment to serving the community. His dedication led him to join the Detroit Metropolitan Police Academy. Upon graduation, Police Officer Baker was appointed to the Detroit Police Department on August 19, 1968. And whereas Police Officer Baker excelled in his assignments and exhibited excellence in leadership, he earned promotion to the rank of sergeant on April 5th, 1976. It was assigned to the narcotics section until September 1st, 1982. Sergeant Baker's assignment also included the 4th Precinct and the 12th Precinct. On July 24th, 1998, he earned promotion to the rank of lieutenant and was assigned to the 8th Precinct, followed by Western Operations and the 8th Precinct again. On July 16, 2002, Lieutenant Baker was assigned to the Eastern Operations, where he served until his retirement on July 10, 2004. And whereas during his 34 years of service, he was deserving recipient of numerous accolades from area residents, as well as praise from peers and superiors who consider him a consummate law enforcement professional. And whereas retired Lieutenant Baker never stopped working with the community, always showing the same engaging manner that had helped the police department build trust and improve police-community relations. He remained devoted to mentoring young officers, school students, and other youth, including participants in the Police Explorers program. He continued working with community groups and civic organizations, and he positively touched and influenced thousands. Many knew him by his nickname, Cookie.
Recording in progress.
And as a member of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, he had a tremendous impact on Detroit because of the many strong connections and contributions that he made as a community leader, as well as a law enforcement professional. Sadly, he passed away December the 25th, 2025. The Board of Police Commissioners extends sincere condolences to his family and friends who will celebrate his life on January 10th, 2026 at 11 a.m. at the Greater New Mount Moriah Baptist Church. Therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Police Commissioners awards this resolution posthumously in honor of retired Lieutenant Richard Baker for his lasting impact on Detroit and residents during 34 years with the Detroit Police Department and as a lifelong community leader. Has contributions to public safety and the progress of Detroit residents merit our highest regards.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
It's been, the motion is made by Commissioner Bowman? Support. Okay.
Watts.
Commissioner Watts. Okay, Commissioner Watts has seconded. Is there any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you so much. And now, resolution for Sergeant Nathaniel Pucker? No, Rucker, I'm sorry, Rucker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a resolution honoring retired Sergeant Nathaniel Rucker, and this is posthumously.
Okay.
Whereas Nathaniel Rucker pursued his interest in serving the community and in criminal justice by applying to the Detroit Metropolitan Police Academy at a pivotal time in the city's history. Upon graduation, he was appointed to the Detroit Police Department on July 14, 1969. And whereas Police Officer Rucker excelled in his assignments and duties as he served the residents and communities with fairness and integrity. As Detroit sought reforms to address the racism and police brutality at the root of the 1967 rebellion, Police Officer Rucker made a priority of providing public safety while building trust and credibility with the residents. He exhibited excellence in leadership and earned promotion to the rank of sergeant on January the 14th, 1976. Sergeant Rucker's assignments included the 3rd Precinct from August the 15th, 1980 to October the 22nd, 1984. And whereas his next assignment was to the Office of the Chief Investigator, where Sergeant Rucker worked closely with the Board of Police Commissioners for 15 years. The 1974 city charter had established the board to provide revolutionary, community-led oversight of the police department and gave the new board robust powers over complaints about police officers. With his dedication to having a police department that made all residents proud, Sergeant Rucker diligently worked to achieve the most effective process for investigating and reporting on complaints about police abuse and policy violations, which helped the board and department address problems and make important changes. And whereas during his 30-year career, Sergeant Rucker was the deserving recipient of numerous accolades from area residents, as well as praise from his peers and superiors who considered him a consummate law enforcement professional. After retiring in 1999, he continued to work with residents and community groups for neighborhood safety and Detroit's progress. Sadly, retired Sergeant Nathaniel Rucker recently passed away. The Board of Police Commissioners extends sincere condolences to his family and friends who will celebrate his remarkable life on January the 12th, 2026. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Police Commissioners awards this resolution posthumously in honor of retired Sergeant Nathaniel Rucker for his contributions in advancing civilian oversight and his lasting impact on Detroit and residents during 30 years with the Detroit Police Department. His many contributions to public safety and community oversight of law enforcement merit our highest regards.
Thank you. So Commissioner Jones, you're making the motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Madam Chair, I make a motion that we accept this resolution honoring retired Sergeant Nathaniel Rucker.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Commissioner Jones.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Bowman. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. The next resolution, or the final resolution, is honoring Police Officer Stephen Schmeichel, I think is how you say it, Schmeichel? Posthumously. Commissioner Carter?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Resolution honoring police officer Stephen Floyd Schmeichel posthumously. Whereas a native Detroiter, Stephen Floyd Schmeichel found his calling in law enforcement and joined the Detroit Metropolitan Police Academy on April 21st, 1986. Upon his graduation, police officer Schmeichel was assigned to the 7th Precinct and began his law enforcement career on August 25th, 1986. And whereas police officer Schmeichel dutifully served the 7th Precinct for 14 years and became well-known to the residents and stakeholders as he patrolled East Side neighborhoods and strengthened police-community relations throughout the area. On April 26, 2000, he was assigned to the Harbor Master Unit, and whereas police officer Schmeichel found the Harbor Master Unit a perfect assignment for his dedication to law enforcement and his deep appreciation for nature. As someone who enjoyed fishing and other outdoor activities, he thrived for 25 years with the Harbor Master. Sadly, Officer Schmeichel passed away on duty on December 19, 2025. And whereas throughout his 40-year career, Officer Schmeichel was the deserving recipient of numerous awards and honors, including the 2005 Major League Baseball All-Star Game Award, the Rosa Parks Funeral Award, the NFL Super Bowl 40 Award, both Consent Judgment Awards, and the 2014 Ford Fireworks Award. He also received many accolades from metro area residents, as well as praise from his peers and superiors who considered him a consummate law enforcement professional. A memorial service on December 27, 2025 celebrated the life and career of police officer Schmeichel, and the board continues to extend sincere condolences to his beloved family, friends, and fellow officers. Therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Police Commissioners awards this resolution posthumously in honor of police officer Stephen Floyd Schmeichel, and his 40 years of service with the Detroit Police Department. His remarkable and devoted public service for 4 decades merits our highest regards. Madam Chair, I move approval of the adoption of the resolution honoring police officer Stephen Floyd Schmeichel posthumously.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Carter, and has made the motion, seconded by Commissioner Watts. Is there any discussion, further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all for approving those resolutions. At this time now, we'll hear from the chief. Thank you, Chief Bedison.
Happy New Year, and to the board and to the new board members, of course, congratulations. I look so forward to working with you this exciting year of 2026. As our board chair has stated, yesterday was a milestone, to say the least. I have 31 years with the Detroit Police Department, and to be quite honest, we've always looked or imagined a day. At one point, it was like, could we get below 400 shootings? And then it was like, striving to get below 300. And last year, or year before, when I was the interim chief, and closing the year out about the same time, it was historic lows, but we didn't fall below the 200 mark. It was 203. And I always say this, the trend line in all our categories continues to go down, but if you lost a loved one, if you were the victim of a crime, I don't celebrate too much because I'm thinking about for the individuals that have lost loved ones or have suffered. And so I still see it through their lens. And so for us, the work just continues. But I can tell you that my command officers last year as we strategized and put strategies in place and say, well, how can we do it better? And we came in with 165 criminal homicides, and that was down 19% from last year's 60-year low of 203. And if you go back a little bit further, and down 35% since 2023. Our non-fatal shootings, the categories where individuals, that is a number where it used to be, I mean, way, way above 1,000. And, you know, if you suffer a gunshot wound and you survive, that's harm, that's trauma, that's PTSD. And we work very, very diligently to address all those forms. And so our non-fatal shootings were down 26% during the year of 2025, cut nearly in half from 2 years ago. And the crime that, when you look at the trend line, where if you go back to 2013, we all remember where every day on the evening news, you saw an incident where somebody had been carjacked. And it had just really become one of the things where folks would say it was almost like it was your fault. Like, why did you go to a gas station at night? Like, you know. But we actually came up with something that we thought would work, and it was Project Greenlight, and we started with 8 gas stations in 2015 and a real-time crime center. And this board supported us, invested in us. Of course, we passed stringent policies through the board. I give you all credit as well, the city council, the mayor making the investment. I give credit to the Detroit Police Department. And immediately, the thing was, when you implement something new, they say, well, how do you know it's working? How do you know it's working? So 2 days after you implement it, how do you know it's working? But we stuck with it. And I can tell you, as the number of green light locations went up, and we're over 1,000 right now, we saw the trend lines of carjackings come down. And I'm not saying that that's the only reason. It's layered it. You know, it's having officers out there. It's a lot of things. It's community involvement, where community is there too. CB Radio Patrol, we're all there together. So I give everybody credit with it. But carjackings was cut 46% in 2025, capping a remarkable 84% drop in carjacking since 2015. It's just astonishing. And so what I will tell you is this. We're going in the right direction. We're going to double down. We have collaboration with our federal, our state, our local partners, our community violence intervention. And you have to maintain the trust of the people of the city of Detroit, that they believe and trust in their police department. And so I tell you, we're so fortunate to have you all as well, because it's that balance. Most departments don't have a board of police commissioners. They don't have an office of a chief investigator. And I have actually been to NACO. And this is the oldest board of police commissioners, office of the chief investigator in the country, started by the late, great Mayor Coleman A. Young. So I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of history and show you how much I respect this board, appreciate this board, look forward to working with you and doing even greater things in 2026. And I thank everybody involved, too, because with those historic low numbers, they helped me keep my job. So that's my report. I could go on and on about some other different things. I will, because this did make the news right here. You've all seen it on television. On January 4th, 2026, at a Detroit lounge in the 15,900 block of Grand River, it's at a bar, while officers were on the scene for the report of a stabbing, it is alleged that there was a physical altercation between the suspect, Michael Allen Harris, and the victim, Jalen Coates Stevens. Suspect Harris produced and fired a handgun, striking the victim in the left shoulder. What I will tell you is, officers got there fast. They observed the shooting in progress. The Detroit officers, it can be seen on video, get out of their cars. They saw the shooting happen. They chased down the suspect, and they apprehended the suspect who had just shot the victim. So we have him in custody. We're still looking for the individual that committed the stabbing. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office has charged suspect Harris with first-degree felony murder and for resisting and obstructing a police officer. And so, and then last week as well, over the past week, the Department's narcotic unit executed several search warrants, making 3 felony arrests, 7 misdemeanor arrests, and recovered cocaine, fentanyl pills, and a firearm. So our officers out there working, and since I'm going, there's some folks out there who will say, well, what about traffic enforcement? And so last week, the Department's traffic enforcement unit was active across the city in the 9th, the 10th, the 11th precinct, focusing on traffic intersections in areas with high numbers of deadly crashes. So we're looking at where the crashes are happening to try to put things in place and get individuals to slow down. So officers conducted traffic stops, issued tickets to various traffic offenses, including 127 speeding tickets. And tomorrow we do have a graduation, so you're all invited to our police graduation as well. I hope you got that correspondence. It's going to be Friday. 26 student police officers will take the oath of office and become Detroit police officers. It will be at 2 p.m. at Second Ebenezer Church, which is located at 14601 DeQuinder Street. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have a report from the 12th precinct officer?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And she is anxious, and she has her community group. We know how active the
Okay.
12th precinct community relations group is as well. And so Donna McCord, before I sat down good, she said, Chief, I love this precinct so much. Please don't ever move me. And
Okay.
I said, I don't plan to for a long time. The only way I would move her is to move her up. So, but
Great.
I don't believe in just moving our command officers. I think that when they're doing a good job, the precincts, the neighborhood relations, our community, it is very tough when you play
Right.
musical
I was
chairs.
gonna
Sometimes
say,
we have to, but
They'll be happy to hear that.
Yes.
Absolutely. Before you start, though, if I could please ask if there are any questions or comments from the commissioners?
Through the chair.
Yes, go
One
ahead.
thing, the chief forgot to introduce the rest of the staff, so I see some other staff members that have not been introduced.
yep,
I
I
think that it's
will.
important
Yeah,
that the
absolutely.
new
Mm-hmm.
commissioners know who they are.
Absolutely. So, and I'm going to have some of them introduce themselves. They're very good at that. But of course, standing front and center is Commander Donna McCord, and I treat them like mini chiefs because our precincts have populations and square mileage the size of many of our suburban departments, more population than them. And so that's a mini chief right there, and that's your chief. And then her assistant chief, which is Captain Timothy Jones, we call him TJ. I see TJ has a fan club here, and I'm gonna let the commander introduce her chaplains and also the fine neighborhood police officers who do a phenomenal job. And they're very, very competitive too. They try to beat all the other neighborhood police officers out around the city. So they want to be the best. Look at them.
Over to my left, you have Officer NPO Powell.
Okay, I just want to ask if you could speak into the microphone because we're
I'm sorry.
recording this, so.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And then we have Sergeant McGee in the rear and Woods in the back. They do a phenomenal job of serving our community.
Great, thank you.
Started?
I'm sorry. through
Yes.
the chair.
Your chaplains
Any other,
too.
I'm
Oh, my
sorry,
chaplain.
any other questions before,
Through the
go
chair.
ahead.
Did you introduce your chief of staff?
Where is she? There she is. Everybody
Okay.
needs to know because this is the woman that runs my office.
Thank you.
And she
Thank
does a
you.
phenomenal job. And she keeps me on point, on time. So that is Commander Shonda T. Starks. I've got the middle initial in there for you. Yes. And we've already introduced, but stand up the executive who oversees the whole west side of the city of Detroit. More executive women leadership. That is Deputy Chief Jacqueline Pritchett. She is over all of the West Side precincts.
And then we also have our chaplain Kadats. I didn't want to mess up your name. And Walker. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Commissioner Woods, he has another.
Yep. Through the chair, and what she was trying to, the chair was trying to say that we're still under the chief of police report. And at this, when the chief of police complete his report, that gives the commissioners the opportunity
Right.
to ask questions under his report before we go to the next phase. So we're still in the chief of police report. So if you can pause for a moment so that we can get questions to the chief. Thank you.
Any other? Go ahead.
Yeah, yep, but go ahead.
Through the chair, how you doing, Chief Edison? I commend you on the numbers. I'm sure everyone, we love to see where we're working together and the numbers going down. My question to you, do you see any factor where helping those numbers go down because of community engagement more, like associations, neighborhood captains, any of that where community involvement help assist these numbers in going in a downward trend?
Through the chair, Commissioner Watts, absolutely. Absolutely. Our community violence intervention program that was put in place, we've always had the community stepping up in the city of Detroit. And so throughout my career, and I could name like the Detroit 300, I could name, so many. And I used to call upon them, and they would do stuff out of their own pocket for free. But with the American Rescue Plan Act, it was funding that the Biden-Harris administration set aside to fund activities like that in organizations. And so when I was deputy mayor working alongside, and I got to give Corp counsel because he was deputy mayor before I was, and he worked on it. And so he had on his desk a product, community violence intervention, and we really worked through it and crafted it. And we earmarked money out of that to be able to support the good work that these groups were doing. And so we identified 6 areas that were historic hotspots for gun violence, and we put them in that area. They went through a contract, won contracts, got approved by city council, and Corp Council put the legal stuff in place, and we created one of the best programs in the city of Detroit. And that has absolutely, through data, shown that with them being able to stay in that area and with them working on retaliatory type violence, because one instance of violence has a retaliatory effect. And so if you can prevent it, then you stop it from downstream. And it's just been amazing. And I always give credit to our Citizens Radio Patrol, who's always been out there as well, and then other groups. And we have groups also now that are expanding and growing community violence intervention, and now they're embedded in the juvenile facilities. And so we're partnering with Wayne County. I'm working very closely with CEO Evans and the sheriff, because we have to work together, because you have the Wayne County jails, you have the JDF, the juvenile detention facilities, and our young people. They're coming back out, and so we have to have them inspired, motivated to be able to change that culture of violence.
Through the chair, thank you so much for that, because I believe the community engagement is also a definitely important secret sauce to keeping these crime numbers go down. So thank you so much, Chief.
Any other questions for any commissioners for the chief? There's no other questions. I want to ask, as it relates to the overdose related calls, I see the numbers here, and is officers administering Narcan on some of these calls, that you know of?
Absolutely. Our officers, they carry Narcan, they issue Narcan. Our officers are lifesavers. They carry tourniquets as well. And so when they're on scene, if somebody's injured, they're going to put a tourniquet on. Oftentimes, and you would be amazed at when individuals are in dire distress. Our officers are putting them in the back of the police cars, issuing the Narcans, not even waiting on EMS half the time, and actually taking them ASAP to the hospital to save lives. But yes, they are doing that.
Okay, and if you can get a report to the board as relates to how many lives saved and how many times that has been administered, we appreciate that.
Yes.
Okay.
Our chief of staff got that note right there.
Okay.
Are there any other questions or comments by the commissioners? All right, hearing none, then we can go to the 12th precinct. Thank you, report. Thank you, Chief.
Good evening to everyone. Can you hear me with the mic? Can you hear me?
Good evening.
I want to say congratulations again, as the chief has already said, but I want to say congratulations to the newly elected commissioners. We're looking forward to working with you all. I'm excited. For another year under the chief's leadership, we have shown significant decreases in crime. I just want to start with that. Before I get into the report, I want to also thank all of my supporters here. The 12th precinct is a great precinct. That's why I'm always asking the chief to keep me here, because the support here from the community is what makes us successful. From the Green Acres community, I don't want to mention all of them, because if I miss one, then someone's going to be upset. But, you know, the different community groups we have, they come to our 12th precinct meetings, and we communicate, we deal with the issues, and we have results. And that's what I love about the 12th precinct. We have great communication and community partnership. For the 12th precinct in 2023, we showed decreases in 7 of the 9 categories that we track for violent crime. The 2 that we showed increases were homicide and larcenies. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to share with you the statistics for the 12th precinct overall, and then I'm going to tell you about our strategy to deal with the homicides and the larcenies. So for 2025, for homicides, we had 25. For 2024, we had 17. That was a 47% increase. For non-fatal shootings, we had 43 in 2025 and 53 in 2024. That was an 18% decrease. Sexual assault decreased from 24%, robbery 13%. Carjacking, like the chief said, carjacking numbers are significantly down. For the 12th precinct, from 2024 to 2025, we had a 66% decrease in carjackings. We had 6 total for last year. Wow. Compared to 2024, where we had 18. So significant decreases there. For aggravated assaults, we're constantly working on our aggravated assaults with our community leaders. Whenever we have an opportunity to go to the meetings and discuss conflict resolution, anger management, we're giving those resources and opportunities for them to come in and speak with our counselor to deal with some of those issues, so that way when they come across those situations where they have conflict, it doesn't result in a homicide or a non-fatal shooting. So for aggravated assaults, like I said, we had a 3.7% decrease. For motor vehicle theft, a 31% decrease in the 12th precinct. And that happens not only because of our officers out at night driving around doing something what we call window treatments, where we are shining the lights on the houses, not only the houses, but the vehicles to deter crime, but also because we push that information and tips out to the community, dealing with the things that you can do to help us to keep your property safe, like parking in well-lit areas, parking in your driveway. If you have one of those vehicles are frequently stolen, to park another vehicle behind it. So giving them all those tips and them listening to those tips, we have a decrease in 31%, which is huge for us and for citizens. For burglaries, we're down 10%. And for larcenies, like I said, we're up 2%. So through the year, we're tracking all of those categories to see where we can improve and where we need to deploy our officers so we can effectively reduce the crime. For non-fatal shootings, in June, we saw a 13% decrease in non-fatal shootings. And then again, we saw a 2% decrease in September. And in December, we had a 17% decrease. That's because we were effectively deploying the officers in the areas that we know people often have conflict, which we know are gas stations, liquor stores, things like that. So make sure officers, and we have a high volume of clubs here in the 12th precinct, businesses, making sure that we're in the areas to deter people from using violence to solve their conflict. Regarding homicides, homicide was the area that we saw a significant increase in the 12th precinct, and that was because of situations that were occurring inside the home and also conflicts, domestic violence, robberies, and arguments led the 12th precinct with the homicides. We also had a few where there was multiple victims with domestic violence. We had one situation, very unfortunate situation, where there was an uncle and a nephew violence, which drove our numbers up. So what do we do to combat that? Constantly in our meetings, pushing out the information for resources. People need resources to be able to understand how to deal with conflict, right? So whenever we give them those, you can come in and talk to our embedded social worker. We'll have one-on-ones with those individuals so they can have that opportunity to get the resource they need. Or most of the time, if it's dealing with money or any other family issues, we can point them in the right direction to get those resources. Overall, our strategy for violent crime, specifically aggravated assaults, when we have victims or domestic violence who don't want to be cooperative with us as we're going through our investigation, we make sure that we follow up with them relentlessly. And not only with them, but the neighborhood. With our CVI partners, what we do, when we're having those instances where we're seeing a high volume of crime, dealing with domestic violence, we point them in the right direction to flood that neighborhood with some information on literature for resources. It has been effective. For larcenies, we have a lot of businesses in our precinct, and we have to make sure that we're protecting our businesses from larcenies and burglaries, which we successfully did. This year for larcenies, we had a 2% increase, which actually trended down toward the end of the year because we have focused officers out there specifically engaging in the businesses. They have one-on-one relationships with the managers over there. They know that the officers are gonna be there when they call quickly. Those officers are out every day during business hours, and we also have our Livernois beat to keep our businesses safe, to drive those numbers down from repeated offenders who are targeting our businesses. One of the issues that we have found is that the repeat offenders, they've been driven by the unsheltered population, a drug addiction, and also mental illness. So we address those with appropriate resources to bring those numbers down. We also have a thing called specialty court. I don't know if you all are familiar with the specialty court to address those particular issues that individuals have that are causing them to commit those crimes. So by following we know that what we're doing is working. Last year, because we have these opportunities to go out and focus our strategies in crime to focus on offenders who are repeatedly committing these crimes, violent crimes, we were able to work with our federal partners and our embedded MDLC agents, and we were able to get 306 weapons off the street. These are illegal weapons that are run on the street that we removed so we can prevent homicides and non-fatal shootings. Moving on to our community engagement, our neighborhood police officers, they're out every day. Not only with the things that you saw in my report, but they're doing everything. One of the things I want to highlight is our senior night, our senior movie day, which our seniors love. They go out the second Tuesday of the month. I was going to say every Wednesday. The second Tuesday, she sounds like she's going to that as well. We get them out, we pick them up, we take them to go to the movies because we need to make sure we're focusing on them as well, not just the crime effect of it, but making sure they have a relationship with us where they have an opportunity to speak with us and trust us. So we take them out every second Tuesday of the month to the movies. Last year, we had an opportunity to go and speak to some students at a local high school, and we discussed cyberbullying was the focus. Now, we know social media in this day and age is really powerful, and a lot of times with these students, they get bullied at school for things that we only had to deal with for an instant, but now it's forever because it's on social media. So we talk to them about social media awareness to make sure that that type of conflict doesn't lead to school shootings and things like that, and school violence. We also have our embedded explorers. Our police officers are assigned out every Wednesday to mentor and also train our explorers in hopes they will someday become police officers, but also in hopes they'll be productive citizens in our community. So that's every Wednesday. We also do foot beats. So foot beats, when I came onto the department, that was the first thing that we did, was foot beats. So the first thing I wanted to do when I came to the 12th precinct was make sure we have foot beats, because that gives us at the 12th precinct an opportunity to have those positive interactions with the community before we're dealing with an investigation. It's just a one-on-one with our business owners, with people who live in the community, to establish that rapport and the trust with them so they'll trust us when they need us and they will call for that assistance. We really need to do that. And also, of course, you know about our CIT program, dealing with our population that may come into a situation where they're having a mental crisis and we need to respond. Our mental health unit, it runs out of headquarters, it runs out of the Office of Workplace and Community Resilience. I always almost screw that up, so I didn't mess it up. I'm proud of myself. But this is important because when I was working at Homicide, we had a situation where we needed a mental health card, and I'm so glad that we have this now, because a lot of the instances where we are faced with someone who was in crisis who needs assistance, we can address it appropriately, and then we don't have to worry about using other avenues to get that person to the help that they need. ShotSpotter, another success story that I want to brag about a little bit. So the 12th precinct, we were able to get the ShotSpotter technology in 2023. So from 2023, the decrease in shots that were fired in the city has decreased 26%. So initially in 2023, we had 1,005 shots that were fired in the city illegally in the 12th precinct. And now, last year, we had 740, which is a huge decrease. The goal of this is to change behavior so that people know that the dangers of firing their gun in the air or just firing a gun, period, it can injure someone. Firing in the air, the bullet has to come down. So we want to deter that behavior, and it's been working in the 12th precinct and over the city of Detroit as a whole. Our goal is to continue to use this strategy because it's working, and we want to continue to work with you and our neighborhood partners, our federal partners, our local partners, so we continue to have the successes that we're having. Under the Chief's guide leadership, we've done great the last 2 years, and we want to continue that. And I just want to say thank you to you all. And also, I want to remind you that we do have refreshments in the back for everyone and anyone who wants some. And with that, that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Thank you for that very informative report. Do we have any comments or questions from the commissioners for the commander?
I just want to shout out your two NPOs back there, phenomenal NPOs. They, with calling you, the young lady who was in a shelter situation at a hotel, they was able to help facilitate getting her accommodated, and it was phenomenal working with the school system. With Principal Bolger, I identified that family member, and they were Johnny on the spot. And then also being out there to be able to be a blessing to the community, passing out turkeys and helping out, doing a lot of good things. And they also in the schools, I ain't seen them there. And so really shout out to these two stellar CEOs that you have in here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? I just want to mention that.
Well, MPOs, not CEOs.
MPOs.
Maybe I was prophesying.
No, you said NPOs. I think you said, yeah, you did.
Okay.
I just want to mention to the community that, your newly elected commissioner is Commissioner Lavish Williams.
Yes.
So you have an opportunity to talk to him and introduce yourselves and let him know what your concerns are.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. If you want to say
Absolutely. I'm just glad to actually be here. I'm typically on the other side of the table in the audience, so I'm just soaking it in right now. I appreciate everybody that has come out to the meeting. I definitely, I'm honored. I'm glad for the people that actually voted for me. It wasn't a hard race. District 2, this district right here.
This district too.
Number 5. Commissioner Watts.
Commissioner Watts. So if you have any questions or want to introduce yourselves, I'm sure he's going to be available
I'll
after the
definitely
meeting.
be here, and I just want to let everybody know that's in the audience that's from District 2 that I want to work with you.
Great.
I see a lot of the individuals in this room at a lot of the meetings over the past few years. And now I'm on this side of the table, and I want to work and be a part and continue to keep doing what I'm doing. I see Minister Eric Blunt. I know we done had conversations, and I'm sure he's definitely going to keep me on my toes. So
Right.
I definitely want to acknowledge him.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the commissioners? If not, thank you so much for your report. It was very informative. We appreciate it. And now we're at the point for oral communications and public comment. And just a reminder, comments are limited to 2 minutes. Inappropriate language and comments may delay TV broadcasts and video posts. So please protect the privacy during this public meeting as well. Zoom callers, please email or call 313-596-1830 or file a citizen complaint at 313-596-2499. Madam Secretary, I'm sorry, are there any people
Yes,
lined
Madam.
up for speakers?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have 12 people in the room, and
Okay.
then we have 2 people on Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
So we're going to start with Don Johnson of the 12th Precinct.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Candace, it's 2 minutes. If you give us a chance just to start the clock.
Yeah, Madam Chair, if I may, are you the president of this?
12 precinct.
Precinct. So I would ask that he
30
not,
years.
That he would get the deference as we do in every community, and not be bound by the 2 minutes or whatever. You know,
Right.
we don't want him to take an hour.
And I hope in your comments that you will also mention when the community relations meetings are held.
Yes,
the
I will.
schedule. That would be helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd like to say congratulations to all of you who won and those that didn't, keep trying. I just want to say that I've been president of 12th Precinct Community Relations for over 30 years. And I remember Mr. Bettison, Chief Bettison, when he was a rookie, and I told him he would never make it too high because he was too nice. Back in the day, in the 60s, you didn't find nice officers, but look at him now. So proud of him, I don't know what to do. Him and Chief White, I remember when they both came on as officers. And it's just a congratulations to all the crime efforts that you've done and made, and it's working here in the city. Also, I'd like to thank my commander and my captain. You know, we've had a lot of great commanders and captains at the 12th Precinct, and always been able to work with them, talk with them, and go to them when we had problems, either on the good side or the bad side. But these two, they are at every meeting. They are there, and we always had the mayor or somebody calling our captain and commander downtown. But these two, both of them, are always at our meetings to answer questions and to talk to people and take on the good and the bad of the answers and respond appropriately. And they've just been 2 wonderful people, and I just want to thank them for what they do. Our NPOs are great. They do a wonderful job. You know, they never get tired. Unfortunately, my heart is broken because I heard I lost my District 2 manager, Kim Tandy, who was phenomenal, because we are a quality of life team. That's all we work on. We want to make sure everybody's okay. So it's tough to, you know, we work with the Board of Police Commissioners, we work with the chief, we work with the Wayne County Sheriff, all those folks we work with. I even sat on the board with Mr. Conrad Mallett, the Honorable Conrad Mallett at Sinai Grace Hospital. But, you know, it's been a wonderful journey, and I love Detroit, born and raised in Detroit, and hope to make it better with the new mayor and all the people that have got elected. Thank you. And our meetings are the first Thursday of every month, but we won't meet again until March because, you know, we don't want seniors slipping and sliding on the ice. So we're off right now, but we'll be, first Thursday in March, we'll be meeting at the precinct. And we only meet at the precinct because I want a relationship with the police officers and the community. They got to get to know the community. And Mr. Williams, we will be seeing each other.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Can I have my, I have executive board members here. Would you, my executive board members, please stand up? You don't have to say nothing, just stand up so they can see who you are. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Our next speaker will be Ms. Sharon Kelso. Please state your name for the record.
I'm glad to be here this evening, and I want to know that appreciate all the things that police officers do to keep us in check, but I'm also glad we have something to keep them in check because they're good and bad everywhere. And I am an education advocate, and I hold everybody to high standards because without standards, we fall. And I just want you to know I appreciate you. I use you often. Chief Investigator, I call task. It's always been a very, very pleasant experience, but kind of right now, they seem overloaded. I kind of have something going on now, and I'm waiting on it, but I appreciate it because everybody has to follow rules and everybody has to obey them. Not just citizens, but police officers and your staff. And so I appreciate the work you do to give the oversight and the accountability because without you, then we would kind of be lost out here as citizens. And I've already had to reach out to my District 2 Police Commissioner Lavish Williams. I was frustrated. I kind of came in between the elections, so I had to wait till he comes in. But he's always reached out. Communication, great. Calling back, and that's important. Communication is very important. Timely communication, effective communication, and give us the respect we also need if we encounter problems with the police department to keep them in check. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
Minister Eric Blunt.
Good evening, Board. I'm Minister Eric Blunt from Sacred Heart Catholic Church right here in Detroit.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'd like for a moment of silence for Renee Good of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Detroiters Hakeem Littleton and Sherman Lee Butler of District 2. I ask for this moment of silence because we as citizens are under attack too many times with law enforcement. For you new commissioners, I want to remind you, this commission is for police officer misconduct. This is not an awards committee. This is not a crimes committee. This is for police officer misconduct. And I hadn't heard anyone ask the chief or the 12th precinct anything about police officer misconduct. So if you want to continue to expose the corruption, then continue doing what you're doing. To the 12th precinct, and for all precincts, please report out some tracking mechanism. How many officers are currently on suspension, have been suspended for the past year or 5 years? How many have been convicted? Also, what methods are in place to detect and prevent police officer misconduct? These are the questions we should be asking our precinct leadership. For, again, all of you commissioners, turn in your fake law enforcement badges. We all know you get them. You must be a licensed law enforcement agent in order to have a law enforcement badge. But they give you those fake things to prop you up. No, please don't fall for that. You don't need a higher standard or higher status to do anything. You don't need to go to a crime scene to investigate. That's what you have OCI for.
That is your time, sir.
Somehow I knew.
You ain't the president, man. Peace out. You the reverend, though.
Rella Landfair.
Hi, can y'all hear me? My name is Rella Landfair. I would like to be acknowledged as Michael's mama. So I hear a lot of talk today about trusting and collaboration with the community and the police, but as this sister said, sometimes the trust is it's not warranted. I trusted y'all with my son's case. My son's case, he was a missing person in February 24th, 2024. We found my son in a garage. It was my family. It was publicized. It was all everywhere. All I asked for was some help. I asked y'all to thoroughly look into his case. I asked y'all to do certain things like check the fingerprints on the gun to make sure that there was only his fingerprints. That was not done. Part of y'all policy for a missing persons, a serious missing persons, according to Commander McCord, y'all supposed to go to the house or the last place the missing person was. Y'all didn't go. Had y'all went, y'all might have seen some of them bullet holes that was behind that house. Y'all wrote my son off as a suicide. And it's not that I cannot accept that he might have committed suicide, but I would absolutely like to prove that that's what it was. We had two guns with one serial number. When I mentioned that to you, Captain McCord, or Commander McCord, you told me that you were not concerned where that gun came from. Why not? Why not? Who gave it to him? Was that gun connected to something else? So when we talk about trust, it is sometimes not warranted where we can't trust the police, because now if I have another problem, how do I come to you guys? Now as a mother, and that was my only child, I did the work and find him. Y'all didn't help me find him. Now had I been one of y'all, would y'all have helped me find my son? I think y'all would have. If it would have been your son, her son, his son, y'all would have helped me look for him. But y'all didn't, so I did the work, no problem. But now when I make the complaints, and I made the complaints to the commissioners, every time they see me, it's like here she go again. I shouldn't have to do this. We filed several complaints with the chief investigators. Me and my mother mailed over 25 letters, mailed. No response from any of the public officials. I'm holding y'all to a higher standard because you guys are officers. Y'all are elected and appointed officials. I'm holding y'all to a different standard than a Coney Island worker.
Ms. Rella, your time.
Do we have enough? Thank you.
Our next speaker will be Ms. Smith.
Shonda, Happy New Year, my baby. That young lady has done more for me. Of course, you're doing good, too, baby. I just want to let you know, I really
Please speak
appreciate
into
you.
the mic.
Oh, I'm not loud enough? No. Shonda, she was very, very helpful in regards to my birthday this past May. They surprised me with a birthday party a luncheon downtown. And she was one of the escorts, and I love her truly. And I looked up and saw Bellison. You don't go nowhere without her, because she's your right hand. You know, I've been involved with the police department since '73. Coleman Young was kind enough to put me on the first police commission. And we did a hell of a good job, too, always doing it. But the fact is, we have a new commission. Also, I commend you for what you're doing. You're doing a good job. We do have people that will come here every meeting and we can better.
Please use the mic. They can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. We do have people that will come to the meetings, and it will be disturbing, and instead of being decent and respectful, they commit a lot of problems. But anyway, we're going to overlook them. We do have one in particular that he complains all the time, worse than a doggone woman. But anyway, we'll forgive him and just pray on him, because he doesn't seem to understand that the police have a hell of a job to do out here, protecting us. And I understand that myself. So I'm going to tell you this right quick. We're living in a state of destruction. Racial injustice is the black man's burden. We must pray for love. Oh, I'm not doing it. We must pray for love and peace. We must be co-workers of God. We must end the crime in our city. Enough is enough. We must stop the shooting, killings of each other, and we should love and have peace, not destroy the people. Parents, check who your children associate with and their whereabouts if they live at home. You have the power, so use it. I raised 5, and I'm very proud of them. I brag all the time about them. I have a 65-year-old.
That's your time.
Already?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Well, I talk a long time. But thank you anyway, and I'm proud of the new members that we have at the board. Continue the good work.
Thank you.
Ms. Deborah McCray.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you. It's a privilege and
afternoon.
a blessing to be in front of for your presence. I'm here because I'm seeing that you keep falling through, I would say, through the cracks. I'm following proper protocol when crimes happen to me. I'm constantly being targeted wherever I stay. I've stayed at 3 premises where I've been targeted, and this has been going on for a long time now, over a 10-year period. And I'm trying to figure out how to get help with this situation because I'm still being targeted where I reside at right now. I live down the street at 2531 West McNichols Road, apartment 05. It's called Detroit Homes Properties Management, Cat Real Estate Investments. I have reported information in to the office. I've also put in police reports, but I've got left hanging. And I'm like, okay, what do I do from here? I'm doing all I have to do to get help, but I'm still falling through the cracks. It's like things are being unresolved. I've been to the 10th precinct, the 3rd precinct. I've had some officers tell me just to leave, and it's not that easy to leave when you're dealing with someone dealing with your identity. Basically, they're doing a lot of fraud in my name. And I have, like I said, I have followed protocol, filed reports. I've spoken to officers on the situation. You speak to the officers once, or you go to call them back to get further information. They're out of sight, out of mind. So what do I do now?
Chief, is there someone that, go ahead.
Yeah, I have Deputy Chief Pritchett. I have neighborhood police officers here as well, but I'm going to have the Deputy Chief. Would you talk to her? She's over all West Side, and she can coordinate with, because it sounds like when you said the 3rd precinct, that's a East Side precinct, so she'll coordinate with her partner, Deputy Chief Williams, Arnold Williams, who's over the East Side. So between those two, we'll work and identify and really see what's going on.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Deputy Chief
Okay.
Pritchett is right there.
Thank you, Chief.
Mr. Rue.
Hey, comrade. Yes, sir. Look straight over here in my eyeballs. What I told you earlier today at police headquarters, I meant every word of it. Yeah, y'all busted. Cheating in elections, you sat next to Janice Winfrey when she lied and said she sent your office a report, all the city council and the mayor's office. You were sitting right next to Janice Winfrey. It was on Zoom. April 25th, 2024. You didn't say Jack, sugar, honey, iced tea. You know you ain't get no email. Now I'm about to blow it wide all the way open. They got busted. Cheating in elections, Miss Warfield. They cheated in the mayor. That mayor that just left was cheated in by Janice M. Winfrey and Gina A.B. Walker and Daniel Baxter. 2021. Donald Trump was not lying. In 2020, he got cheated on by John Fitzgerald Kennedy III. They used Yog. He don't vote. They've been cheating in Detroit elections for years, yo, don't vote. He ain't never, ever voted, never in his life. He got an affidavit in federal court saying that. And cheating in elections and covering up murders. Kanisha did not shoot herself. DPD case 20-11112 is not a suicide. I proved and demonstrated she couldn't have shot herself and not leave no gun stipplings and gun burns on the entry wound. Through and through wound. No crime scene analysis done at the scene. Hats off to the detective that took off from the scene and went to the police station because he found out Kanisha was still alive after losing 10 L's of blood. Detrick Mott, 8th Precinct's finest, doing his job. The rest of them is on beat.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Former Commissioner William Davis, followed by Marcel. And please state your name for the record. I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
Hello, everyone. William M. Davis. I'm pleased to see that I see some people from the Board of Police Commissioners, some people associated with the Board of Police Commissioners signed up for the ALPAC meeting tomorrow. For those who don't know, ALPAC is a group for civilian and law enforcement that meet regular, usually the second Friday of every month. Chief, he used to come to our meetings way back when. That's a group that encourages, we have community leaders, different people from different type of police agencies, be it the FBI, state treasury, state of police. But I'm pleased to see that some people are starting to come back. I'm pleased to see so many new faces, because some of the old faces was time to leave. I hope y'all be a little bit more aggressive than the last board. I was on the board. In fact, when I was on the board, I was the only member that never missed a meeting. I never missed a meeting before I got on the board, during the time I was on the board, and the 4 years since I've been off the board. Hopefully, somebody can beat that, have attendance as well. But, it's a whole lot of work that the city of Detroit needs to do, a whole lot of work that this board needs to do. Hopefully, if these numbers are right, my insurance would go down. Hopefully, if these numbers are right, my homeowner's insurance would go down. Hopefully, if these numbers are right, like say 12 years ago when Duggan came in, Detroit was the 18th largest city in the country. Today, it's the 26th, going on to be the 27th largest. So we've lost people, we've lost populations. So we need to rebuild this city. We need to make sure we have low crime. We need to make sure that we have opportunities. We need to make sure that, most of the police are good, but there are some bad ones. Some people that are doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. I know you're about to say it's time.
That's your time.
Here it goes.
Thank you, Commissioner.
But I always do the black guy. Okay, see y'all later.
Thank you. Next speaker. I want to mention that we have Kim Tandy in the audience, correct? Thank you. Everybody knows Kim. Thank you for joining us.
Check, check. Hello. Thank you, Board of Police Commissioners. My name is Marcel, and I'm a proud member of the Detroit Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression. I am here today to ask the BOPC to support our progressive body cam ordinance, also known as the People's Body Cam Ordinance, as drafted by the Coalition for Police Transparency and Accountability. What cannot be ignored, brothers and sisters, is the ongoing issue of police misconduct and violence within our communities. We need concrete policies that protect us. City Council has just recently passed their own version of our body cam ordinance, but in a severely watered down form. This ordinance allows for police body cam footage to be held up for 90 days, has exemptions that would allow the police union to prevent the release of footage that they find problematic, reduces the definition of harm to cases of murder or mutilation, and has no clear policy on the editing and muting of footage. Our ordinance would cut that holding of footage to a mandatory 7 days, that footage be uploaded to a publicly accessible website, and bans the editing and muting of footage. I want to take this time to bring up an instance of why this ordinance is necessary. John Zook Jr., who was murdered by DPD while going through a mental health crisis and was armed with only half a butter knife, shot dead while his son was in the house. We demanded the footage in a timely manner, and it took the Detroit Police Department 3 months to release the footage, even though his wife and family were demanding to know what happened. And there are many instances of where this ordinance would have benefited the community. What Detroiters deserve from the Detroit Police Department is transparency when incidents of police misconduct or murder do occur, and within a timely manner. This is something that is possible and that we see in Chicago, where these things are actually implemented. This ordinance would keep the community and the police safe. So I ask the BOPC to support our ordinance, please. And thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker will be Victoria Kavari, followed by Dior Wilson and Miss Brown.
Good evening, everyone. A lot of friends in the room. I'm Vicki Kovari, resident of Green Acres for the last 26 years, a member of this church, Jesu, and I'm here this evening as a member of Strangers No Longer, which is an immigrant advocacy, education, and direct service organization. My main concern is that local police resources are reserved for local police actions, particularly in instances where ICE is in neighborhoods in an immigration enforcement action. We have met with Chief Bedison and Commander McCord about this, and they have assured us that DPD does not actively cooperate with ICE. The real problem is when ICE calls DPD in on an enforcement action like they did last June on Alaska Street. We have to make sure that the officers are trained, that each precinct gets the same training about how to respond in these situations so they don't escalate the situation. On Alaska Street, they ended up pepper spraying some of the protesters. What we want to know is that our officers are there to protect us against ICE and not the other way around. So I would urge officers to get the uniform training. We know that there are officers who may have sympathies with the way ICE is acting. And we might have to make sure that other officers are going to put those folks in check. So again, I would urge you to push for training of all DPD officers on basic immigration law and how to respond in situations where their first responsibility is to protect us and not to protect ICE. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before we go to the next speaker, I'm getting a lot of calls and texts about what has recently happened in Minneapolis, Chief, and just wanting to know if our city was placed in that situation, why weren't there any local law enforcement there? As far as I know, from what I've seen so far, it was all ICE that were there when the woman was shot, and no local law enforcement individuals were there. And I would think that if they did come, they would protect the people that were in that area and do something about the woman that was shot. It's mind-boggling that this could happen and the city, department, police department was not there to protect, as Victoria said, the community against this type of activity by ICE. What would we do, I guess, is what my question is.
So I could never speak for what's happening in Minneapolis. I don't know, but here we preserve peace. We don't do customs immigration enforcement. We ensure that we stay clear of that. We put out our written policies. Our commanders, our captains, everybody are verbally instructing. And if one of our officers were to engage, then they will face discipline. That's just not what we do. If we're called to a scene and crimes are being committed or the situation is hostile, then our officers will preserve the peace. But in most categories, we are not there when their operations occur. They're not calling us. And so I stay clear of it, and our officers stay clear of it. Our thing is, regardless of your immigration status, to ensure that you are safe. And so with that, we want individuals to be able to come into our precincts if they're the victim of a crime, regardless of who you are, and feel comfortable being able to make that report. And I think that in light of what's happening around the country, the Detroit Police Department, our city council, our leadership here has really done a decent job of communicating that. I've met with, Vicky Kovari has said, I've met with the leadership, with the immigrant community. Our commander over there, Commander Holderbaum, has, done a phenomenal job, and also the captain, Star Gonzalez, she's done a phenomenal job as well. So we're very, very sensitive to it, and we will continue to be sensitive to it. And I communicate with Corp Counsel as well. So we're, I know that when things happen around the country, sometimes it can be grouped as all law enforcement, but in the city of Detroit, I can tell you that I'm focused on what's going on here, and will stay laser focused on just protecting the peace for all people.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Madam Chair.
Our next speaker?
Madam Chair, may I be recognized,
Commissioner.
please? Thank you, Madam Chair. So just as you've mentioned, I've also seen where our communities are really shaken by the killing of Renee Good in Minneapolis. And I know that the board's jurisdiction is the oversight of the Detroit Police Department. However, our organization's concern is that Detroiters be protected from harm from law enforcement, period. And so I move that as a board, we collectively draft and issue a public statement denouncing the use of any law enforcement agency to quash dissent and repress anyone from exercising their First Amendment rights, and further that this body is committed to explore and use our power that we may have to prevent such activity in Detroit.
Second.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Camille, seconded by Commissioner Bowman. Any discussion, any further discussion?
I would say I would like to see something drafted up before I make a vote on anything of that nature. So I would like to see a draft or something to vote on. And so in a general sense, I hear what you're saying.
Well,
but
can we
don't have a
approve the
resolution.
motion to draft something that we can send? I think that's
Through
kind
the
of the
chair, that was
message.
the motion, to draft
Yes.
something
Okay,
collectively.
to draft something, okay.
Madam
Any
Chair.
further, go ahead.
Yeah, this is the parliamentarian.
Madam Parliamentarian?
What you would do is, I'm making a huge assumption here that staff will do this since this was not referred to a committee. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
If that's something.
Okay, the motion did not say who was going to do the actual work. It was not referred to a committee. Is this being referred to staff to do this memo or this resolution?
I think so. Yeah, I think so, yes, to
Okay,
staff.
so as always, the commissioners will have the authority when it's brought back to amend it
Okay,
and do whatever it is you want to do with it. All you're approving now is the drafting of the resolution.
right.
So
That's
it's
correct.
not approval of a resolution.
All right, I'm sorry.
Approval of the drafting of
Right.
the resolution. And you will have, with that language, you'll have full power to make any amendments to the resolution that you would like to make.
Okay, so correction, the motion is to draft language for a resolution.
Yeah, and through the chair.
Yes, Commissioner.
Is Commissioner Keneal, are you going to draft the resolution, or are you asking
The staff.
the staff to do that?
I'm happy to start a draft and work with staff on it. if
Work with
that's
staff.
Whatever the pleasure of the board is.
That's fine. That will work. Thank you. Commissioner
I second that
Bowman?
amendment.
Yes. I think we're, okay. Second the amendment. Do we have to have another motion for the amendment to the motion, or are we just,
What I believe, Madam Chair, this changes it somewhat, because now we have a person who is volunteering to do it. So an amendment, you don't necessarily have to vote on it if there's general agreement that
Okay.
Commissioner Camille will work with staff to provide a draft and bring it back to the board for final approval. If
Okay.
that is the understanding of the board, then an amendment is not strictly necessary.
okay,
Now, if someone disagrees with that, then they need to speak now, because at this point, it is the equivalent of unanimous consent that the language now is to draft a resolution. It would be drafted by Commissioner Camille in cooperation with the staff and brought
Right.
back to the board for final approval.
okay.
And
So,
through the chair,
Commissioner Woods?
I would just say that make sure Corporation Council get a look at it to be able to make sure that we are in compliance with all the law.
Okay. That's something that we can do once it's drafted.
Yep.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Thank you. Thank you. Are there any other speakers?
We have several
Okay,
speakers.
go
We
ahead.
still have 2 here in the audience and 2 on Zoom. So
Okay.
I think it's Mr. Dior Wilson, and then followed by Kamika Brown. And again, state your name for the record.
Good evening.
Please. And then adjust the microphone because we are recording it. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioner and Madam Chair. My name is Dior Wilson, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you tonight. I'm here regarding a serious complaint against title forgery and wire fraud and bank fraud with a 21 Cadillac Escalade and a 22 Jeep Wagoneer against Twins Auto here in Detroit, Michigan. I first came to the 8th Precinct on McNichols on February 6th in person, and my complaint was ignored. It wasn't officially entered until February 11th after I kept coming to complain about this matter. I was dismissed and treated unprofessionally. Commander Lever from the 8th Precinct told me it was nothing that could be done. A detective made inappropriate comments about my mental health because I was reciting MCLs, and he wasn't focused on the evidence or fraud or the evidence that I presented in front of him. But this is bigger than just an officer conduct. Over $100,000 in vehicle value and financing was taken from me through fraud. My question is to the commissioner is, how are victims supposed to recover their vehicles or their losses when fraud or a crime is committed and clearly documented and not done by the police here? I also want to speak about fairness and public safety in our community. It's very easy for people, especially black men like myself, to face arrest or jail time for vehicle-related issues such as no insurance, traffic incidents, impaired driving. These systems move fast when it comes to punishing drivers, but it moves very slow when it comes to protecting victims for financial or title fraud. This imbalance does not feel like equal justice. It does not build trust in law enforcement. I'm asking for the help not only with accountability, but with real actions. I want to know what are the steps being taken to investigate auto fraud, to work with prosecutors when titles are forged, and to help victims like me or myself to get my property back. And when this internal process are not working, I'm asking for guidance on how citizens can reach higher leaderships to get real results.
Is there any response? Chief? Yeah, let the chief say something.
And so since it's an 8th Precinct matter, we're in the 12th Precinct, but we do have the Deputy Chief of the West Side here. So Deputy Chief Pritchett.
Excuse me, Chief, I had wrote you a letter also. I don't know if you had got it.
I have not seen it.
I wrote your office a few times, and I wrote you personally an email.
I haven't seen it.
I'll just let you know.
Okay, but I got it now, and Deputy Chief Pritchett
Thank you.
gonna
Thank
look
you,
into
Chief.
your issue.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Ms. Brown, are you still here?
Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm nervous, so please bear with me.
No problem.
My name is Shamika Brown, and on September the 14th, 2025, I was drugged and raped in downtown Detroit. I know, but I know it's not her job, skin season. It's the reason why you live in man. Since I know, yes, is in referral. Yeah, since this, demon fall under the, and him, the response, the say what all the wound, and my woman, and beam, who's telling me fall, the taxers, the false, the first time, say how that's for me, really, because my do to say, he know, earth, my feet up at that. You know, when he does this, I was he look when it went through our for position, so I feel as though I have been being ignored by not only people who are part of the DPD, but also elected officials on the city council, and I just hope that somebody addresses me. I feel like I'm being victimized repeatedly by my own city, and I'm a native Detroiter. We need transparency. At least one precinct should do, if not date rape kit, you should do urinalysis or blood work. I believe that people are being labeled as overdosing, and they're really being poisoned. This has to be looked at, because then that would mean that the statistics are askew. Please, please take notice of my situation. I want to be able to work with the Board of Commissioners. I want to be able to work with our elected officials, and I believe that the citizens want to help make policy changes. Thank you for your time.
Ma'am, don't leave yet. Have you filed a complaint with the Office of the Chief? Okay.
Yes, I have, and I have not heard anything. I have not got my date rape kit. It's been months. I have not received any findings on the date rape kit. I've been totally ignored.
Chief, what is the process? What is the procedure that happens when some crime like this is, or something like this happens?
I can tell you what's supposed to happen, but we would definitely look at this, and I can report back. But if you notify and let officers know that you're the victim of a sexual assault, a report is supposed to be made. You're supposed to be directed to the hospital so that it was a date rape. Did you go to the hospital? I don't want to get in your business here.
No, I want to answer that because it's horrible. No, they didn't offer it, but when I got to receiving, they don't even offer date rape kits. You have to go through a third-party entity, Avalon Healing or another entity. Date rape kits need to be offered at hospitals for people that might have been raped in the city. And urinalysis and blood work is not being done. So people are just being labeled as drunks and druggies and overdosing, but maybe, just maybe, some people are being poisoned. So it just needs to be addressed. And then I want to say one more thing. First, they made it hard for me to see the body cam, and I finally saw it, and your officers out of the 3rd precinct, first turn on to this shit, he listen to these 2 minutes. And then they said, we ain't gonna put her. You talked about officers giving Narcan and driving the citizens to the hospital. Your officer said, we don't want her in our car. They should be ashamed of themselves, and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed for y'all, because the way I was treated is wrong.
I will personally look at the body cam, and so that's what I will do. And see, one thing about it, the body cam will let us know everything. And then, based off the scenario that you said, those are instances where I know everyone says that they want, or you want to have everything that's uploaded, et cetera, being able to see it through body-worn cam. There are some things that need to be redacted for citizens' personal privacy as well. I would never want that to be out displaying you like that publicly. But we're going to look into it, and so I want you to talk to my chief of staff, and she has a background in sex crimes and worked at SVU for years. And so that's Shonda Starks right there. She's my chief of staff.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief, for that. Thank you. I'm sorry?
That's not a public, excuse me, through the chair, that is
Yes.
not a public concern. Her complaint is her complaint, I'm sure, yeah.
Well, the chief is going to personally look into it, so we will as well, Minister. Yes,
Madam
go
Chair, we're
ahead.
going to go into Zoom. Our first speaker will be Ms. Tara Brown.
Good evening, Commission. My name is Tara Brown. I am from District 5. And initially, I just called to say congratulations to the new members of the Commission. Thank you, Commissioner Bowman and Commissioner Camille, for hitting the ground running, asking questions, being part of the Commission here. I also just wanted to say, now that I've had a chance to listen, there was a woman, Michael's mom. I don't remember what her name was, but that was how she wanted to be addressed. I remember being at a meeting that she was at, and I remember people saying that they were going to address her concern and taking her to the back, and we never saw her again. And here she is again with the same concern that she had the last time about her one and only son. I too am the mother of one child, one son. And if something happened to him, I would want the Detroit police to do something about that. I also wanted to know who is the head of Upright, or the Unsheltered Population Response Team. I'm sorry, I call it Upright so I can remember it. I want to know who the head is of that department. Also, DeWitt needs to look into the fact, or look into why Conrad Mallett and it appears Chief Bettison are not getting their emails, because people are sending them. They're getting no response. So it sounds like, based on what they say when they come to these meetings, that maybe they're not getting them. The other thing I'm rather bothered by is you all haven't made the decision who's going to be the chair. Because for the last year, you've had two chairs. There needs to be one chair and one person speaking and one person giving the directive as the chair. And either that person is going to be Darrell Woods or it's going to be Eva DeWash, but we're getting tired of seeing both of y'all do it. I'm also getting tired of seeing women who've been sexually assaulted having to come to this meeting and tell everybody in the city of Detroit and wherever else they're watching that they've been sexually violated because they are not getting a response back from the police. Again, this new here commission, we're holding you accountable. Get to it.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Our last speaker will be Mr. Smith.
Hello, may I be heard?
Yes, you may.
I lost a lot of time there. I was going to say, I want to shout out Tara Brown. You're doing excellent work. I also want to shout out Michael's mom. I went to school with Michael. I grew up with Michael in the same neighborhood. So to hear about Michael's mother being treated unfairly and not having her situation of Michael being looked into, he's a few years younger than me. I'm going to let you know, Chief Bettison, all the commissioners, all the officers in the room, I'm gonna follow up. So if I reach out to Michael's mom and I hear that she has not gotten any help or that this situation has not been looked into, I'm gonna be very, very adamant about looking into the situation. I want to talk about Officer Deion Dawson, badge number 389. He is harassing a lady who he's supposed to be. She has a PPO against him. I served the PPO personally, so I know there's a PPO in place. He's calling her phone, blowing her phone up. He's supposed to be the victim in an ongoing criminal investigation, and he's blowing her phone up and he's harassing her. We need to get Officer Deion Dawson to stop. I would like any of the police commissioners who I know, who I can trust, hopefully, to make a motion to suspend Officer Deion Dawson without pay. He has a personal protection order against him currently, and he's been put on admin leave. I like you, Chief. I appreciate you answering the phone earlier and helping me out with the situation, but Officer Deion Dawson needs to be suspended without pay. He's on admin leave, no gun, but he's being paid. He does not need to be paid. I would like a motion to see him not be paid. Also, Officer Webb from Gang Squad, I don't have his badge number, he's harassing another young black lady. He pulled over at there was a very public style video put out with false information about this young lady, where she was gallivanted like she did something wrong. the case was dismissed, and so now she's suing the department, and Officer Webb and other officers are pretty much stalking her Facebook page, and she feels unsafe. She keeps posting about it on Facebook. Do not want to see that. Also, I love to see the Commissioner Camille and Commissioner Bowman are hitting the ground running. Hopefully, you do well also, Commissioner Commissioner Beverly. Look forward to working with you. And also, Lavish, hopefully you do something good because I don't have high expectations for you at all. Sorry.
That is your last speaker.
Thank you. All right, thank you for all your comments and communications to the board. Next, we have a report from the board secretary, Ms. Garnier.
Madam, excuse me, Madam Chair. Excuse me, Madam Chair, and through the chair. Prior to mentioning those matters under the report, tab 6 in your binders, former Police Commissioner Ricardo Moore is on Zoom this evening with us, so I needed to mention that. Under tab 6, Honorable Commissioners, you'll find the facial recognition reports and ShotSpotter weekly reports, not just for this week, but the past 2 weeks. Also, there's other incoming communication that will be set for action at a later board meeting date. Also, you have the Office of the Chief Investigator's report that we ask, and I'm asking on behalf of the Chief Investigator, after your review, if there are questions, et cetera, a presentation will be made at the next meeting. Under the tab as well is the memorandum, which is listed also for action under new business tonight. And the following announcements are: next board meeting is next Thursday, January 15th, 3 p.m., and we will be at Detroit Public Safety Headquarters on 3rd Street in the Scholar Herbert Conference Room. Our February community meeting is Thursday, February 12th, 6:30 p.m., and it will be held in the 11th Precinct. Presently, we do not have a location listed, as was tonight. We were initially to be at Northwest Activity Center. However, due to the closure, we had to switch locations. So as soon as we have that confirmed, we will announce that no later than next meeting next week. And that ends the report for this evening, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Under unfinished business, we have a motion to correct the motion that was made on 12/18/25 approving the BOPC budget for fiscal year 26-27. And that motion is to amend the motion adopting the budget by striking out $5,001.18 to $259,000 and inserting $5,018,259. So, Madam Secretary, that was a typo?
No, Madam Chair. We reviewed the video several times, and it was just a misstatement by you.
Oh, misstatement.
Right.
Okay.
The commas.
So I'm asking for a motion to amend that amount so that it is correctly stated as $5,018,259,000.
So move.
The motion has been made by Commissioner Woods. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Camille. Is there any further discussion?
Yeah, point of information.
Commissioner Bowman?
Yeah, are we voting on simply this edit regarding the previous motion or on the budget itself?
No, just the edit. The budget has already been approved.
Thank you.
We had I'm sure we had the correct amount in the document, the budget
Right.
itself. It was misstated. That was why I asked whether it was a
Yes,
typo.
and for support, if I may, through the chair.
Yes.
The supporting memorandum from the Budget Committee that was in the packet at the last meeting. It was just simply a misstatement at the board of the actual amount. And tonight, the chair of the Budget Committee, our chair of the board, is restating the motion with the correct amount.
Go ahead,
May I
Commissioner.
ask her? Yeah, so just to understand, then, we are voting on a motion that has already been passed to modify that previous motion that was already passed.
To correct the amount.
Correct.
To edit, as you mentioned.
We have consulted with the parliamentarian who is also on Zoom to make certain that we are dotting the i's, crossing the t's on the motion to only correct the amount as stated.
Thank you.
But the board did approve that amount.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments by the board? All right, hearing none. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Now I have to go back to my agenda. All right. Under new business, we are going to have a discussion regarding reporting of lawsuits filed against DPD. And I believe Commissioner Camille would like to present that.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through the chair and to my colleagues, there is a memo in your packet under new business proposing some new reporting that I believe will be helpful to us, having a more full understanding of the grievances that are filed against the department. The memo includes a proposal for staff to start compiling an interim report of lawsuits against DPD that go before City Council. All of that data is already publicly available in the City Council agendas and minutes. However, it's not compiled in a way that we can easily see that full picture. In addition, the memo proposes that our staff work with City Council and the Law Department to streamline a less manual process for pulling that report together. Behind that memo is an example of how the report could be formatted, and I'm happy to work with the staff on efficient options for the interim process. If there are any additional elements that commissioners would like to include in the report, we should also explore having those added as well. Madam Chair, I do have a motion. Do you want to have discussion first or move to the motion?
Well, the motion first.
You need the motion in order to discuss
Right,
it.
right. Go
Second.
ahead. Okay, so you're making a motion that we accumulate or develop this report. It's already,
I have
you
the
an
motion.
outline.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
So I move that we direct staff to provide the BOPC a bi-monthly report on all DPD lawsuits with the following information: case number, department, defendants, DPD members, dates of alleged injuries, each recommendation, for example, legal representation and indemnification or settlement, et cetera, City Council's decision date, the settlement or award amount, and any other elements that the commissioners may want to add to this motion, and that the process be implemented as outlined in the memo.
I second it.
Okay, the motion has been moved by Commissioner Camille, seconded by Commissioner Bowman. Is there discussion?
Madam Chair, I just have a question for the commissioner. Are we talking about, Commissioner, cases that have been decided? Not cases that are currently under litigation?
These are cases that are in the minutes and the agendas for City Council. So the ones that have come through for representation and indemnification, obviously those cases are, I believe, still in litigation.
Yes,
and so
ma'am.
that's all we would have is that information that's in the agendas, that's already public information. And then once they're concluded and before council for settlement, then that additional information that's provided, but nothing more than what's already public information.
Okay, okay, no, yeah, all right. So just the case numbers, nothing, no plaintiff's complaints or anything like that? Okay.
Just what's in the City Council, through the chair, just what's in the City Council records.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? Go ahead, Commissioner Watts.
Yeah, just for clarification, so I just want to understand, this is making it a report that is already there, just streamlining it.
No, go ahead, Commissioner. It's not there
Through the
yet.
chair, we don't have a report on it at this time. The information is publicly available in the City Council records. It's just buried in hundreds of pages. And this is just to compile it in a way that as commissioners, we can look at it quickly at our fingertips.
Correct, streamline it, making sure that we can see it, pull it out with what's already there.
Sure.
Okay,
Oh, yes.
that's what I was asking. Thank you.
Okay, any other comments?
Through the chair.
Commissioner Carter?
How often would this occur? Because my concern would be staff allocated to complete the report.
I think she said bi-monthly,
The second and fourth Thursdays of each month.
so twice a month. I would have that same concern, Commissioner, is who would be working on it and how much work will it entail? I think it's something that we have to work through. We've requested this in the past, you know, you all know, we've been on the commission a few terms.
Right.
And it has come up as a report we would like to have. So I'm not
Madam
opposed to the
Chair?
report. Yes,
Yeah, if the board adopts this motion as it's stated,
Mm-hmm.
that motion includes a time requirement that is done bi-monthly. It does not say second and fourth, it says bi-monthly, I believe is what I heard.
right.
If the board is concerned that that is too often, then the board needs to make a motion to amend by striking out bi-monthly and inserting whatever it is a particular commissioner feels is something that they want instead. But if you adopt this motion as it has been presented, you're tying the staff of the BOPC staff to bi-monthly reports. If Commissioner Camille wants second and fourth Thursdays, that's not what that motion says.
Okay,
It just says bi-monthly.
correct. Okay. Any comment or, I have a concern about it being bi-monthly. I think that not knowing how much work it's going to entail, to say a bi-monthly report is premature, I think, not knowing how much it's going to take. I would say regular report, and maybe that would be a monthly report, or every other month.
Is the chair offering an amendment to strike out
I am.
bi-monthly and insert monthly?
Any
Once a
comment?
month?
Monthly? I would be more agreeable to monthly. So I am offering an amendment to that.
To strike out bi-monthly and insert monthly.
Are you okay? Yeah, okay. Commissioner Camille is fine with that, so do I have to get a vote?
I second your motion.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on that?
Just one question is to the Corporation Council. Is there a way to be able to work with the commission to be able to kind of like filter out what they need to be able to accomplish this?
Through the chair, yes, I think we can figure out a way to deliver this information. What I would like, with the permission of Commissioner Camille, is a little bit of time to figure out how we're going to get this done. It's not an automatic. In the law department, I think you're looking at the entire BOPC staff seated here at the table. This is going to require a little bit of work, and so maybe in the motion, we could get 30 days to come back to you with a plan as to how this could be implemented, because we don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know how readily available this information is. But clearly, there has to be a way. I mean, it's public information, as Commissioner Camille has pointed out. So there's got to be a way to gather it. There's got to be a way to gather it efficiently. I just don't know what that way is right now.
And Commissioner, was there a time element or a timeline for obtaining that first report?
Through the chair, it is. So in the memo on the second page, the proposed timeline is during the month of January to have the staff work through whatever it takes to pull this together, for them not to have to deliver immediately, and for us to expect the first report by February 12th, so that they have time to work through whatever the process is, including easier ways to get to the information, right? And then also through the end of March, working with City Council and the Law Department on an even more streamlined approach to make it even easier. So no expectation here, of course, to have this delivered immediately, but certainly to have staff work through it. And also listed here, I'm calling out here that the timeline is adjustable with the advance notice and rationale. So if staff finds that they're having difficulty or it's very labor intensive, I've actually pulled this information myself. It is a little bit labor intensive, but certainly doable. But of course, considering their workload, I think can be understandable of that, right? And not just be a hard line on a date to have it.
Right, and I don't think your motion had those dates, the timeline.
So the motion has in it that it will be implemented as outlined in the memo.
Oh, okay.
So it
Madam
includes-
Chair?
Yes, Madam Parliamentarian.
The pending motion right now is the motion to strike out bi-monthly and insert monthly.
Okay,
So that's a pending motion that is before the board right now.
okay, so I
After
will,
that motion is disposed of, then the board can address the issue of the timeline.
okay,
But right now, the pending amendment is to strike out bi-monthly and insert monthly.
okay. Any further discussion on that, the pending amendment? If not, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, that motion carries to strike out bi-monthly. So now, do we have to come up with another amendment, Madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You indicated that the memo has a statement in there that if the timeline is not a hard timeline. So I think that would be sufficient. If the the original motion says based on the memo, or following the memo, correct? Am I correct, Madam Parliamentarian?
I think that is the agreement that
Okay.
the board has. And if that is the agreement that the board has, that the staff will not be held
Okay.
to February 12th, the parliamentarian is comfortable with unanimous consent to change that.
Okay.
But if someone is unsure or they want another date, they need to speak now.
Okay. Are there any commissioners that, go ahead,
Madam
Commissioner
Chair,
Carter.
I'm unsure. I'm a little confused right now, so I really think that we should postpone this so we can all digest it before and find out what Corporation Council can or can't do before we actually enter into the agreement, the resolution.
The motion to postpone is a higher ranking motion than the motion to adopt. Is the commissioner making the motion to postpone this matter? You
Yes,
can only
I-
postpone it to next week, Thursday.
Yes.
Okay. There's a motion
need
to, okay,
You need a second.
is there a second to postpone?
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Who made the second? I did. Okay. Commissioner Williams made the second. Any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Mr.
I
Jones.
think the parliamentarian was saying that the postponement only takes it until, I'm sorry, I think the parliamentarian said that the postponement only takes it until next Thursday. Did I hear that correctly?
That is correct. However, the board could postpone it again next week.
Okay.
You just can't postpone it beyond your next regular meeting. But at your next regular meeting, you could kick that can down the road and postpone it another week.
All right.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you for clarifying that. All right, we're at, I'm already a little sidetracked. We have a motion, there's discussion right now. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Of the motion to postpone.
The motion to postpone till next week, right, till next Thursday.
Discussion?
Discussion. Go ahead, Commissioner
Yeah.
Bowman.
I guess I'm not inclined right now to vote in favor of postponement unless I really understand that it's necessary. It seems to me that we have a rather broad timeline written out in that memo, and if it's to be following the language of the memo, that even has a part where there could be some extension if necessary in the course of doing it. So I guess I'm not clear that such a postponement is necessary. And
But a motion has been made and it's been seconded, so I think that we have to continue with that motion. Correct, Madam Parliamentarian?
Right, but what the commissioner is doing is expressing his disagreement with adopting the motion to postpone, which is entirely in order. He
Okay. Any
doesn't
further,
want to postpone.
any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
nay.
Opposed?
Okay, motion carries. So this will be postponed until next go ahead.
Can we, I didn't hear clearly the nay votes.
We have 2 nays.
Okay, thank you.
And the remainder, I believe, were in favor of postponing it.
Thank you.
All right. I think we're through with those motions as it relates to the report, correct? Go ahead, Conrad,
Madam Chair, I just wanted to assure
Corporation
Commissioner
Counsel.
Bowman and the committee, I'll have something next week, so that this is not going to be delayed interminably. We'll respond, I'll get with Lydia, and we'll figure out something.
I'm sorry, I
Report
didn't hear
back.
the first part.
What I said is I have something for
Okay.
the BOPC next week.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And now I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Support.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. Happy New Year.